today's video, I want to take some time quickly just to mention how you should actually think of yourself. Maybe reflect on your life for a moment. And I don't want to mean it in a bad way. I want to actually mention it in a way you should be proud of yourself, of who you have become by now. Take a moment actually to think back in time. What you had to endure, what you had to encounter, all the obstacles put in your way. Might be for your family, for example, that might be friends, that might be the workplace, all the, I have to say it in such a way, the bastards you had to deal with, that put you in a wrong place, that put you in wrong basically. They told lies about you, they tried to slander your name, they tried to take away your blessings, for example. They tried everything in their power to make it for the world to be seen that you are below them. While they seem to be climbing up again and again and again and again, and you might be thinking, something is very wrong, I'm actually putting in the work, or you're putting in the work. And there were probably moments where you felt something is very wrong, something is against you, maybe it is not for you, I don't know, whatever the case it is. All I can tell you is you should never actually think about giving up wherever you are in your life right now. Because that is actually a very moment, the very energy that someone might reside in, of, for example, giving up. I don't know, they have lost their job, they have lost their significant other who went for someone else, for example, or a complete accident happened, and that's why the other person is no longer with them, because they are unfortunately dead. Certain friends might have betrayed you or someone else. And that is a that very moment when someone is thinking about that, what just happened, that energy that they're residing in. Of course, those people don't want to hear that good times are actually ahead. No one wants to hear that, basically. It's the truth, though. If you think about it for a moment, there will always be such moments where you will be put down, and then you go up, like on a roller coaster, and then down, and then up and down, and all this nonsense. The question is more like, are you able to stand up one more time? Because when life gets difficult, people might or usually do it that way. Something gets in the way, they are unable to overcome the obstacle, they try again, same result, they give up. They just tried once, twice, 3. Some maybe just try 5 times, and that's basically it. Can you imagine if a little child who is starting to walk on its legs, if that child stopped doing that after just 4 tries, and then basically remained in a crying mood all the time from then on, that would be very pathetic. What do children do? Push and push and push and go on and go on and go on. Thousands of times, basically. There are people in the world who lost their businesses, their business ideas. I don't know. They had to try 6 times and lost immense money. Enormous amounts of money. While other people, they might just lose a few thousand euro, a few $1,000s, and they already give up. They already give up. They start to drink, they start to smoke, they're not doing sport anymore. They're starting to eat in a very bad way. They are basically shutting off. They're not going out with their friends anymore. They're basically giving up on life because of a few certain things. There are people who, I don't know, for example, I've read it on the newspapers once. There was a 20-year-old one gambling, some money of his parents. I don't know, that was in Great Britain. I think he lost £3,000 or something like that. He killed himself. Can you imagine that? There are other people who are gambling that they have lost, for example, 30,000. And they're smiling because they know at one point they will get up again. There are people who lost their jobs. They were sad for a moment. That moment could have stretched to, for example, half a year. They have overcome that phase, got into a better paying job in the end, or they even started their own business. They have overcome that energy, that thinking process, of, oh, why is it them? Why is everything against them? Why don't they have the opportunities like other people have? Why is the money missing? Why is the significant other, the boyfriend, the girlfriend gone to someone else? I don't know. Whatever the case it is. That moment, you need to actually capture it and analyze it. And if you do that, over a very quick time, you would be able to overcome it. And you would actually think. And that after that moment, it's very possible to overcome that scenario and become a better version of yourself, to actually become happy again. And many people actually know deep down, even when they are in that very sad moment, that they will be happy again. They don't want to hear it though. Because one, they are overwhelmed by this scenario, completely unable to process all the information, overrun by emotions, very sad. And B, that might be the case for a few. They now like the attention they get. They are victimized by the circumstances. Now they get the attention from other people. They get basically attention in a way that they interpret as love. People are caring about them suddenly. People want to spend time with them. People want to share resources. People want to basically hang out with them all the time. That could be very harmful for the individual, if they actually start to think in those ways. There are people, for example, who want to be sick, so they get attention. There are children who early on learn. If they start to cry, they get attention. By other means, they don't get attention. That's what they have observed, for example. Even though, by objectively looking at it, if someone tries to improve themselves, to overcome a scenario, everyone at one point is going to notice. But that child, for example, does not, and it's relying on attention because it wants imminent attention, imminent love, right now, not later. And there's people like that who at one point, they might be even adults, they might be 40. They want to have that attention because all those years prior, for example, hard-working people providing for families, whatever the case, might have gotten no attention for their efforts. Nothing. It was basically just seen as, oh, that's normal, that's granted. They had been taken for granted, for example. And now is their time to get attention. I hope that is not the case for someone who is right now watching. That you actually always just want to improve, that you always see the light at the end of the tunnel, basically. So you should always focus on yourself in a healthy way to overcome a scenario, to overcome obstacles, to improve yourself, to add new skills to your skill set, to improve your craft, to learn a different language. I don't know, might be very helpful maybe 6 years from now on. Maybe you find your significant other in another country of that particular language. And you would have never thought that learning that language would be very helpful. Everyone who is watching that video right now of mine, you had to overcome certain obstacles in your past. You should always be proud of yourself that you had gone through that process, that enduring process of basically sadness, problem solving, willpower you had to show for extended periods of time. You should be proud of yourself that you actually endured it. You had become someone else after that. Probably the old self died out and the stronger version appeared. That's why you, for example, are now watching that video. Because you are someone who is interested in the truth. That's why you are watching my videos on other platforms, while other people are not. They are not interested in the truth. They are just interested basically in entertainment. They want to be distracted by their problems. They don't want to solve those problems because, once again, and it's always once again, especially when I refer to older videos, they want to live a comfortable life, an easygoing life, a life you do not have to consciously think all the time, because doing so requires enormous amount of energy. You all the time need to be consciously doing certain things, which people do not want to. They want to be on autopilot. They want to have everything handed over to them. They don't want to, for example, type certain things on the internet. They just want to talk it into a mic and then the internet searches. So they don't want to type in the name of, let's say, a YouTuber. They don't want to type it in the search bar. They want to just click something. Or you prevent information and they want to have, where do you have that information from? They want to see the resources of that. They just want to have one click, and by that one click, they want to decide if what you are saying is actually worth it. Just one click, and they read for 2 minutes and decide if you are a moron or not. They want to have everything handed over to them. They don't want to do the work. You did the work. You are someone who is interested in the truth, or whatever the truth is. Even if it might be a very painful, harsh truth. You are interested in that. I am interested in that. That's why we are not able to be manipulated by a government, for example, by those above a government, for example, by those who are completely out of this realm, actually. The more you know, the more you actually realize you don't know anything. And even though you are smarter, more wise, and let's just say it, 90% of the world population, you still don't know anything at all. If we come to the perspective of the universe and the different dimensions, the entities that exist in those dimensions, let's face it, even if people became at one point superhumans, a superhuman society, superhuman structure, spaceships, space stations, space elevators, and yes, superhumans themselves with the abilities of spiritual power that you might see in movies. Still a fart in the wind compared to what's out there. Are you scared now? Want to sit on the couch all day long? No, you get up. You get up, you do meditation, you train, you read books, you inform yourself, you spend time with yourself, you question everything. You question the government. You are able to look into yourself and decide what someone else, for example, is saying. You can compare it to your life, to your life experience, and see if there is validation to it, or if there is something else that that other person is saying that might greatly benefit your lifestyle, your life path, actually, in general. Number one thing you should just keep in mind is that because this world is all about control. And if you hear other people on the internet, just ask yourself that simple question. Do they give you back your power? And whatever that power is. Power of information, just information itself. By having certain information, you're able to make certain decisions. And that certain decisions develop in certain behaviors. Certain behaviors develop in certain habits. Certain habits produce certain outcomes, If you want to become wealthy, you have to show up discipline. You have to show certain criteria in order to become that disciplined individual who is radiating in such positive energy basically that you just attract the money. You don't want to work hard for the money, you want to attract the money. Just like you want to attract the people, you know? And depending on the scale where you are in life, that might be, of course, very difficult. If you are already flying up high in the sky alone, you know, like an eagle. Eagles fly alone, mostly, basically. The ducks are on the ground. That's for a reason. Always ask yourself, I mean, this is a universe of endless potential. Every probability of possibility is able to outplay itself. So if it has endless potential, that means everything is possible because of your free will. If someone is able to give you power, hopefully in every area at one point, that human society is going to reach a point where it has to overcome itself. So becoming overhuman society, and overhuman kind, where everyone is stronger, faster, adapts faster to whatever scenario it has to adapt to, is more clever, more wise, more resilient, more wealthy. And once actually the majority of that population becomes an overhuman kind, because overhumans have overcome themselves. Everything is possible from that standpoint. Normal humans, they live in limitation. That's impossible. You are a lunatic if you think that way. You're crazy if you believe that. You are crazy, I don't know, if you believe humans can fly by the power of their mind. That's very limited thinking. You are crazy for believing, I don't know, aliens control this planet. You are crazy for believing demons control this planet. You are crazy to believe that there is actually a virus and you say it's not. You are a tinfoil head idiot, you know? Very limited thinking, once again, because it's an endless universe. It's a universe of endless potential, means everything is possible. And if someone is giving you power back, how you should, for example, sleep, how you should work out, how you should eat, meditate, read books, learn faster, that actually everything is possible. You can run faster, you can endure more, you can become wealthy, you can become the very first, I don't know, millionaire in your family, whatever the case it is. Never give up on your dreams. Always dream bigger. Because once you accomplish that goal, what is left? The simple that time frame of you achieved your goal and what's next? That might stretch to years actually. You want to lose those years, you want to hang in there and then don't do anything? Time passing by until you finally reach for a new goal? Never allow people to talk you down, that you think you are not good enough, that you are not, I don't know, worth to be loved, you know? That you are someone of failure, that you lack money, you lack possibility, you lack skill set, you lack and lack and lack. The best thing is just to focus one thing at a time and improve it. And later, once you have improved and focused for a long time on where you're good at, you know, on your advantages, then you can actually focus later on your disadvantages, where you fail, where you're not good at, where it takes simply longer to learn or to improve certain things. First, focus on all the things that you are good at. Later on, focus on the other things, because the more confident you are, the more easy everything is going to play out later on. And usually, that's unfortunately the case. People on the internet, strangers you might actually never see in real life, they might be able to help you more or believe in you than your own family, than your own friends, than your own significant other that you're married to for 15 years, for example, is doing. They're not helping you, they're actually slowing you down Why someone else, random guy, girl on the internet, they might just say 1, 2, 3, 4 things and your life might change. Your perspective is going to change. Everything is going to change because your perspective is changing. Believe in yourself. That's a superpower. Because everything is possible. You can accomplish it. You can become the very first millionaire in your family. You can become someone in your family that has 6 businesses. Lots of money. Independent forever, basically. You can become the best soldier. You can become the best singer, the best artist. Or just in your town. I don't know what your goal is. You can become a superhuman. You can become an overhuman if you're just a normal one. Everything is possible. And I mean it in a way because there are people who, from human, transition to overhuman greatly. And you see them on the internet. They completely are different than everyone else. There are people who are born overhuman already. They have, from very early ages, a complete different mindset. They see the world in a complete different perspective. And once they become older, they actually show and exhibit those skills, quickly and easily. And people are drawn to them because they are very different. And people who are successful, also in the case of overhuman, because that is a topic, superhuman, that very much fascinates me, I like money and everything, gold, silver, stocks, blah, 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 and all this crap stuff. But when it comes to spirituality, that is more interesting to me. And people see that you are not someone who is putting someone else down. You're actually encouraging strangers or your friends to believe in the impossible. Do you know what strength it takes to actually speak that out to the world? When everyone else is basically saying, you are above the age of 18. You should already stop thinking like that. You are a complete child. You're a delusional moron. But that delusional moron has more money than them, has more possibilities than them, has more probability of possibility than them, has more resources than them, better connections than them, a better mindset than the rest of the population. Monkeys who are since school basically undermining each other, And once the focus is on a certain person, all eyes are on you. And that is something people are very uncomfortable with. Just remember back your time in school when it was about presentation time. Yeah, how people got red, they couldn't talk, stuttering. Instead of using that moment, thinking, now it's my time to shine. Now it's my time to impress the professor. Now it's my time to impress certain people in front of me, Or start to exhibit those skills and learn, okay, I'm now performing like a very great student, a very great performer, talker, And later on, you talk in front of thousands of people. And these morons in front of you, they would never think in those categories. They limit themselves already since 16, the age of 16. And you are just pushing to the skies, basically. Almost touching the clouds. And people later on wondering, how is that possible? Or someone else might be saying, yeah, what is he famous for? He's just running, Or he's just painting. Or he's just, I don't know, playing chess like a mastermind, Or he's just doing meditation and doing some giving advice to strangers, Oh, I could do the same. Yeah, why are those people not doing the same? Why are they not, for example, going out at 6 a.m. and running for 5 hours and recording themselves? Yeah, I'm running right now. Yeah. Doing it every second day. Uploading it to the internet after, for example, cutting it. Why are those morons not doing it? If it's just, they are just known for running extended periods of time. That is all. Why is that man, that woman famous for? They shouldn't earn that money. They're just running. They shouldn't earn anything like that. Envy, hatred, lack of confidence, lack of skill set. They don't know how to, for example, properly cut videos, properly exhibit videos to the internet that large numbers of people are going to watch it. I could cut my videos completely differently, like the rest of what I consider morons. You know, every 3 seconds, cut, zooming in, out, left, right, I don't know. Today's video, I'm going to show you how to paint properly. Today we have to do this. Now we're going to cook 60 grams of blah, blah, blah. 200 grams of this. 60 grams of... I can do the same. And that style of cutting actually might be great when it comes to just simple information so that everyone can do it quickly, every moron basically. When it comes to wisdom, information that basically exceeds the limitations of this world, especially the ones in charge, they don't want the people to think. That's not something you share with the people on a large scale through cutting. They don't have attention span. They can't even focus for extended periods of time. They don't read books. That's why they can't focus. They are too stupid to understand what you're saying. And once they realize that you through the physical world, so through money, gold, silver, status, possibilities, once they realize you have that, and you're talking about spirituality, the hatred is gonna skyrocket. Because now it's like, what is this brat or that girl, brat girl, saying basically, you know? Because they are 45, they have 3 children, they have a beard and everything. I'm not gonna listen to this young man, this young lady, what she's saying. I'm not gonna listen to these influencers on the internet because what else? They're 22, for example. I'm not gonna listen to them. I'm so old looking. I'm a real man, a real woman. Wearing a mask, you know, a few years ago. Losing the girl to someone else. That's not a real man. A real man is able to speak the truth to everyone, especially during times of antagony, when the establishment doesn't want you to speak the truth. That's a real man, that's a real woman, who all the time tries to lift the people up, not for money and fame. Especially if you speak the truth, you're not gonna get a lot of money and fame. The truth is uncomfortable. The truth makes it like in a way, oh, I actually like. Other people might view the truth talker like that. I actually like that guy, that girl. They have design on their side. They got money, they got fame. They are not weird looking, not weird talking. Everything is basically okay with them. But they're speaking the truth, and with my business or their business, I cannot associate myself with them, or you know, because that would mean what, maybe 85% loss. That is the world we live in today. Everyone says, yeah, speak the truth, unless it's damaging to the ego, to the business, which is related to money and fame and being able to live, right? Because people, when they have a business, they have a certain lifestyle. They want to maintain that lifestyle. And there's very, 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 very few people on this planet who have a great lifestyle while speaking the absolute harsh, brutal truth. Yeah, there are some. Very few. And those very few need to become the very many at one point to turn this nonsense around once and for all. Very important. That is why, hence it's very important to always believe in yourself. You might be the one to change a lot of things in your city, in your country, on the planet maybe even. Through technology, through spirituality. Combination of the two. Hopefully not cyborg. That is a way to absolutely no-go, of no-going, you know? A no-go, basically. Cyborg is being able to influence by the outside. No. No, 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 no. The way of the robots is the wrong way. The way of spirituality, the way of you, yourself, you know, me, myself, that is the path to go. Because that is a path that the outside is not able to influence, once again. Strong on the inside, completely unshaken by the outside. The establishment, they're just a bunch of brats, basically. A bunch of brats known each other for thousands of years, coming together through rituals, all crap of nonsense, bullshittery, and garbage. Holding each other down, but in times of need, they work together. Yeah, they're not stupid. They're just morons. They're just a bunch of morons holding humanity down because they know once people wake up, the game is over. And the game is over forever. Hence, once again, it's very important to all the time believe in yourself. Never allow the outside world to shake you to the core that you give up. That's what they want. I hope that helps. If it did, give it a like. Maybe subscribe if you want to. Have the courage to be yourself.